It's no secret, I really like 1911s. I know they're not the most practical pistols here in the 21st century. We're talking about a platform that will turn 120 in just a few years. But I just love the ergonomics, the mechanical design, the history, and they happen to shoot great. I was looking for a simple, affordable 1911 to add to the collection that was reliable, fun to shoot, and one that I like the feature set of. Also, one that could potentially serve as a base gun to modify down the road. When I saw the Military Armament Corporation JSOC pistol, I thought it was the perfect blend of a traditional 1911 with some tasteful upgrades, and a lot of people seem to have good luck with this model and newer Turkish 1911s in general. I have a Tisas Tank Commander, which seems to be pretty well made, and I've really been enjoying it. So I decided to order this one, take a little chance on it to test it out and see how it stacked up. The Military Armament Corporation JSOC pistol is made by Tisas in Turkey, and as far as I can tell, Military Armament Corporation is a branch of SDS Imports in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a government-sized 1911 in 45 ACP, inspired by Delta 1911s from the 80s and 90s. They're hard-use custom guns built on older GI 1911 frames. For what you get, the price on these is kind of stupid. For under $7 we have a forged carbon steel frame and slide with Series 7D internals, a Tenifer finish, which is a nice corrosion-resistant finish, a little bit more modern, looks great, a stainless barrel with a muzzle crown, a fully adjustable LPA Bomar pattern dovetail rear sight, a brass bead front sight, vertical cocking serrations in the rear of the slide. We have the engraving for Military Armament Corporation on the left side of the slide and the MAC logo on the right side of the slide. You got 25 lines per inch checkering on the front and back strap, checkered walnut stocks with the MAC logo, a skeletonized trigger in large mag release, skeletonized hammer. It's just a very cool package, terrific value on paper. In the box you get 2 8-round mags. They seem to be of pretty decent quality, a cleaning kit, a pretty good hard case, and a sight tool for the LPA rear sight. So the short version of my initial time with this pistol, I'm really impressed with it. It's just a super cool looking package. It's got a very retro vibe, but also it's very practical for what a 1911 should be. I think that 1911 ergonomics really haven't been beat by anything yet, so obviously being a government 1911, it feels great in hand. The safety engagement was very positive right out of the box. The trigger is pretty good. As I've said before in other videos, even a mediocre 1911 trigger is going to beat anything off, any striker-fired gun that's out there at this point. I really like the sights in this pistol. This configuration offers a great balance between being able to pick them up quickly, but also maintaining the ability to be very precise with them. And having an adjustable rear sight like this LPA really makes it worthwhile if you're interested in shooting a particular load and getting that load dialed in exactly to this pistol. The checkering on the front and back are a welcome addition. This is my first 1911 with checkering because I buy a lot of cheap 1911s, and it makes a big difference in the feel. I always say companies like Springfield, some of these other budget 1911 companies would really do well putting a little bit of an upcharge on these pistols to get some checkering on the front strap at the very least. So it's nice to see it on this model. The magwell really does facilitate smooth reloads compared to the other 1911s I have, which are all even more traditional in their features. All I did out of the box was just throw a little bit of lube on it. I took it to the range. I'm 200 rounds in so far. I've got 175 factory 230 grain ball rounds through it, and also 25 230 grain Federal HSTs through it. No issues at all. I used a bunch of Wilson and Colt mags, the 2 factory mags, and some cheap Checkmate 7-rounders that I had laying around. No issues to report. It fed everything I put through it, no problems, which was very cool. That's not always a normal thing with a 1911 out of the box. Steel, government-sized 1911s and 45 just shoot great. Recoil impulse is more of like a little bit of a push than anything sharp at all. Very smooth shooting gun. I'm not really running it at speed or anything at this point yet. I'm just trying to make sure it works. But I had a really good time out there shooting it. Just something about a cool looking 1911 in 45 just makes you a little bit of a better shooter when you're out there on the range, you know, or at least in your own mind, something like that. But really, really stoked on how this thing ran. I do want to put some new grips on it for shallow aesthetic reasons. There's nothing wrong with these grips at all. I just don't really love the big logo on the side there, and was thinking maybe just do something a little bit more with a natural wood color to it. No immediate plans to do anything else. Maybe a short reach trigger from Harrison or something similar down the road, but I got a lot of projects on my plate, so any of these new 1911 projects aren't going to materialize anytime soon as much as I'd like them to. If this does prove reliable and I'm in the mood to carry a 1911, I would totally carry this one. Out of all of the 1911s I own, I think it's just a really cool package, and if you're about carrying a full-size government 1911 and 45 and don't want to spend huge custom money, again, caveat, if it's reliable, I think this would make a great carry package. So obviously I'll report back once I have some more data on it, some more time. But first impressions, it's a really cool pistol. Really hard to go wrong for the price, especially if you know your way around 1911s, which I don't really. But if you're someone who's a little bit more competent in being able to work on a gun, I think this would make a great base gun to work on, or even just to learn how to work on a 1911. So I appreciate you guys watching as always. Stay tuned for another video. Talk to you later.